You know, many of you may not be aware of this, but on the 16th, there was a lunar eclipse, and they said it would not be seen in North America. But there were a lot of people all over the country that saw the blood moon. There was actually a blood moon in America on the 16th of July. So that's a whole different issue from what I'm about to talk about. Many of you, like myself, are feeling the effects of the heat wave that is sweeping two-thirds of the country right now. And this just came out on CNN, July 19th, 2019. CNN. Dangerous heat wave brings misery to 195 million from New Mexico to Maine. Woo! Now that's a big area, y'all. Very big area. I'm going to go ahead and play the video.
The summer heat wave continues into the weekend. We're looking at this big dome of high pressure. It is containing our heat here with an atmospheric lid. The heat cannot escape, and so it's sinking back down. That also warms up the temperatures even more so, like we needed any help, right? Look at the numbers here. This is factoring in the humidity along with the temperatures, so we're going to feel like about 105 to 115, and this is going to continue through Sunday. I mean, relief isn't coming to the early part of next week, and it'll come in the form of a front that will first cool off the Midwest and then eventually the 95 corridor, which right now needs some help. We are baking here. I mean, just all the major cities. That's what we have. Upwards of 250 million Americans are going to see temperatures above 90 degrees today. That's 86% of the country. Just an incredible number here that we haven't seen quite some time. Look at the heat index values that go all the way up to Minneapolis. Minneapolis 102, 107 in Chicago. Dangerous heat, and at night we have not been able to cool off. We're looking at overnight temperatures in the 70s, in some cases 80s. That's dangerously high for minimum lows. And these are the possible record highs across the eastern U.S. We have over 40 possible records that are being broken through Saturday. All right, so here's the relief that's coming. Minneapolis, you get it first on Saturday. Sunday, highs in the mid and upper 70s. Chicago's still looking at almost triple-digit heat by Saturday. It'll feel like it's over 100. And then the front comes in Sunday, cools us off in the mid and upper 70s, and then eventually getting it to 95, but not before the weekend's out. I mean, we're looking at the temperatures beginning to cool off as we hit through early next week. With highs by then, it'll feel fantastic compared to where we've been. Highs back between 80 and 85.
That is crazy. Woo! Woo, y'all.
Mike Fiston was a cop for 30 years, homicide detective.
Sorry about that. So, that's a lot of people. 250 million people. That's the majority of the country. That's the majority of us that are going to be in the 90s all the way up into the hundreds. Wow. So, yes, it is miserable. It is a depressing heat. I had to be out there, but the early part of the day, my son and I went to a doctor's appointment, and man, it was hot. It was hot. Oh, it was hot. So it was close to 90 degrees Friday afternoon when the subway lines in part of New York stopped running and stations became packed with frustrated travelers. I guess they were. The metro area, home to 20 million people, is one of several major population centers under excessive heat warning that last until Sunday night, making it especially stressful time to have to find alternative ways home or out to eat. And man, when they showed that heat dome in that video, it almost looked like it was some reminded me of some kind of oven we're under. Woo, a heat dome. That even sounds terribly hot. The subway problems were eventually resolved after a computer problem was fixed. But New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was steamed. This kind of meltdown during a heat wave is unacceptable, he tweeted. The owes every single New Yorker an explanation for this. We've known about this dangerous weather for days. There's no excuse for why they aren't prepared. Well, they already said New York could be experiencing power outages, and that may be possible over the weekend. So we shall see. New York, which declared an emergency because of the heat, is not alone in sweating this weekend out. Over the next few days, more than 85% of the lower 48 population will see temperatures above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. CNN meteorologist Dave Heenan said more than half will see temperatures higher than 95 degrees. I know we will. About 195.7 million people were under an excessive heat watch or warning or a heat advisory Friday. According to the National Weather Service, alerts stretch from New Mexico to Maine. The heat has the potential to break records and turn deadly as temperatures climb over the weekend, all along the East Coast through the Midwest. Wow. I mean, just look at that map. Wow. You know, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of this are the same areas that went through that polar vortex and all that Arctic blast. It's the same areas that's getting the heat. Wow. East Coast, high temperatures are expected to scorch the major cities of the East Coast. Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington were under excessive heat warnings on Friday. That kind of warning is issued when the combination of heat and humidity is expected to make it feel like it is at least 105 degrees for a prolonged period. De Blasio declared a local emergency due to the extreme heat in New York in an executive order that covers 9 a.m. Eastern Time Friday to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday. The mayor is ordering office buildings 100 feet or taller to raise thermostats to 78 degrees in an effort to conserve energy. He also encouraged residents to set their thermostats higher to help reduce energy use. So you can see he has a tweet here. A heat wave is on the way. New York City, take it seriously. We could see some of the highest temperatures in years. Head to nyc.gov. Okay, so they have a website set up for people. Or call 311 or go online, I guess, to their website. Okay. We are about to enter a heat emergency and must do all we can to keep New Yorkers, said de Blasio. The city government is limiting its its energy use to reduce strain on the electrical grid. Yeah, you know, they were talking about that in my state too, for people to try to conserve. But how do you do that when the temperatures are possibly going over 100 degrees? The electrical grid, yeah, I mean, yeah, you think about that, but God, people need to stay cool. Those are dangerous temperatures. And now private office buildings will also have to do their part. With extreme temperatures through Sunday, the New York City Triathlon has been canceled. The organization says it's not safe for the athletes or spectators. You got that right. The city is opening about 500 air conditioned cooling centers in public facilities. Public pools will be opened an extra hour until 8 p.m. from Friday through Sunday, and the city will set up portable drinking fountains at busy pedestrian areas through Sunday. Yeah, wow. That's a construction worker. See, I feel sorry for anybody that's got outside jobs because, woo, it's rough. Also canceled in the region, Saturday's card of horse racing at the New York Saratoga Race Course, and all races Saturday and Sunday at the Maryland Jockey Club in Laurel, where the heat index will reach 110 to 115. Damn. But then again, it's going to be around that same heat index where I am. The health and safety of our horses and jockeys are our highest priority, said Maryland Jockey Club president. Okay, well. Midwest, in Wisconsin, capital of Madison, where the temperatures Friday was 93 degrees with the heat index of 109. Fires at 2 electrical substations knocked out power to more than 13,000 customers Friday morning. Damn, what a terrible time for the power to go out. An inopportune time for residents wanting air conditioning relief from the heat. Detroit took extra measures to make sure residents can get relief from the sweltering heat. The city will open recreational centers on the weekend to give access to air conditioning, according to a news release. The mayor's office and the Detroit Police Department are also checking on homeless people to offer them transport to cooling centers this weekend, the release said. Detroit officials are urging residents to drink plenty of water, reduce outdoor activities, eat light, and check on family and neighbors. Yeah, you should be keeping yourself hydrated, especially this time of the year. Even if there was no heat wave going on, you should really be doing that anyway, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's just going over, you know, extreme heat and how it's going to get worse because of, climate change. But ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in this country, if you're in any of the affected areas, please be safe. Take care of yourselves, your families, your pets until this whole thing pass. Try to limit your time outside, and especially getting in and out of cars. That's when it's really deadly. So you can tack on almost another 80 degrees getting in your car. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.